Hi guys, you alright? How you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we've got you, Rio.
We've got you, Rio, loud and clear. Good to speak to you. So tell us about the Women's Euros. I mean, it's boiling up, isn't it? We're told to expect record-breaking attendances, and it's only going to get better.
Yeah, listen, the pre-sale, they tell me today 300,000 tickets have already been sold for the Euro 22. So that's phenomenal. That's record-breaking already, and I think they're anticipating even more records to be broken down the line. So look forward to it.
Good man. One of the things I do like about it, Rio, is that 9 host cities are going to play host to 31 games. So everybody's getting a bit of this. Brighton, London, Manchester, Milton Keynes, Rotherham, Sheffield, Southampton, Wigan, Lee. It's all over the place. And that's the way to do it, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's sharing that and getting more eyeballs on it. I think it's obviously the visibility is key with the women's game, is getting more and more people interested. I think obviously trying to form some sort of legacy that's long lasting after the tournament is important. And I think getting the visibility up will lead hopefully to more participants at the end of the tournament and more young people, more young women who want to go out there and play football. And I think that's got to be the aim. Yes, we want England to do well. Yes, we want England to win, but that legacy is hugely important as well.
Good man, Rio, and every game is live on talkSPORT, so we eagerly look forward to it. The UEFA Women's Euros Championships in the summer. Now, Mr. Ferdinand, we're delighted we've joined you. I'm sitting with Messrs Jordan and Murphy. Let's put it to you, your beloved Manchester United. If it's not Ralph Rangnick, who does Rio Ferdinand want in the hot seat?
We'll have to wait. I don't know, man. It's a difficult one. I think none of us have got an answer. We're all going, oh, that's the definite person. I think there'll be shouters for people like Pochettino, I'm sure. Obviously, Ten Hag, they're the front runners who people are talking about. Listen, it's a toss of the coin. I don't know. There's no one of you going, okay, like that, for instance, there's not a Pep out there right now who's available who, when Man City were looking for a manager, they thought, right, that's the go-to guy who you're going to get 100% commitment in terms of, well, not commitment, 100% certainty in your own mind that I think he's perfect. I think everybody who's out there, there'll be people that are saying, oh, it's not quite worked at that club, or that's not the level of competition that they're going to be used to by coming to the Premier League. So I think it's a very difficult one, but it's a very significant, obviously, appointment that's still waiting to be seen made by the Man United hierarchy. But they've got to get this one right.
Rio, is it just about the coach, or is it about the structure, the technical director who's above him, the whole recruitment? Is it more than just the coach? Is it what's above as well?
You keep cutting out, guys.
Sorry, yeah. Can you hear us? You got us back?
Yeah, go on.
I was just talking about not just the coach, talking about technical director, recruitment. Is it not? It's not just about the coach, is it? It's about the whole structure.
Oh, yeah. On you go, Rio.
Dan, I think it's a bit of everything. Yeah, I think it's about a little bit of everything. I think, yes, the coach is a real significant, important part of the jigsaw that we need to get right, because they're the driver of the culture as well. They're the people that instill the discipline at the club that's needed, have a vision. But I think there needs to be like that overarching part as well that's ironed out and sorted out, and that runs through the club. I think that obviously there's been elements in the club that hasn't worked up to now. But the players also have to take responsibility as well. It's not just about the manager. It's not just about the stuff around the manager and the structure. It's also the players taking that responsibility and being able to implement what the manager puts in place. But I know from my time of playing football, you'll be the same, Dan, that when you played, the managers were the drivers of the ship. They ran the place. They made sure that the culture was started, and it started from them. And I was fortunate. I had a great manager in Sir Alex Ferguson, and everything started with him. And it wasn't until he left that I realised actually that the gaffer is the one who drives everything. We just go out there and implement it, and we're part of that jigsaw. But he puts it together.
Well, yeah, when you look at, I listened to a lot of you ex-Man United players making observations about current regimes and so on and so forth, and I wanted to see if you had any visibility of the United that you played for, the recognisability of the culture that club had against where it is now. You know, there was 3 years of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think you had quite a lot of support for him and some famous expressions that were attributed to you about where he was going. But what do you look at United now when you look at it and say, does it resemble anything Because we all think of United as a great big club, but does it resemble anything during the period between 2002 and 2014 when you were there?
I think, listen, commercially it's a beast still, but I think if you're honest, I think if everybody's honest, I think there's a simple answer to that. It's an obvious answer. Man United aren't competing to win the Premier League. They're not competing really to win the biggest trophies right at this moment in time for the last few years. So no, I don't think there's a resemblance in terms of the playing.
What about the culture, Rio? Because the culture of United was unique. The belief, the inherent size and scale of that football club. Players knew what it meant to play for United. Doesn't seem to mirror that now.
No, I have to agree with you. I can't disagree with that. And I think, listen, that was born out of also someone being there for 20, 25 plus years. They were able to kind of put that culture in place. Obviously, since then, there's been 5 or so managers that have come in, haven't been able to get to that point where they've had a sustained run at it because the results haven't gone the way that the hierarchy have wanted and the fan base. So they've not been able to implement a certain type of culture that fits what Man United are used to seeing. And I think the fans can see that. I think it doesn't take a rocket science to see that, because that is the fact of the matter.
Rio, do you think we'll get another season with Ronaldo at Manchester United, or do you think that'll be it?
I can't see him leaving. I've got to be honest with you. I think even if Man United don't finish in the top 4, I think Cristiano's got a deal there at United for another year. Yes, he wants to compete. He has that burning desire to want to win trophies. He's used to doing that. He's used to winning things. But listen, it can't always be perfect. He's had a perfect run almost for his career. And not finishing the Champions League, for Ronaldo not to have the Champions League music running in his ears on a European night, I don't know what he'll think when has to hear some other music playing.
And finally, we were talking about Bruno Fernandes there, reportedly close to signing a new deal, 5 years, worth 240 grand a week. If it was your decision, Rio, would you okay it? Would you say yes, go ahead, he's worth it?
Well, I think if you look over the time that he's been at the football club, who's been more productive in terms of goal involvements and influence on the team? I don't think there's other than David De Gea, maybe,
that statistic.
There's no one been as consistent as him over that period of time that he's been at the club. Yeah, but I think this season he's probably dropped off a little bit. But before this season, I think he's been fantastic, and I think his body of work at the club in terms of, as I said, influence, getting goals or assists at vital times. I think if he's up for a new deal, then I think that he's one of the people that you say would be one of the first names on the list to get that.
Yeah, he's one of the few, isn't he?
Well, listen, Rio, brilliant. Listen, thanks for joining.
Thanks, Rick.
You know where we are, mate. The News Building,
Cheers,
London
guys.
Bridge. Welcome any time to join myself and Mr. Jordan. The door is open.
It's a bad line.
Was that a no, do you think, Simon? Rio Ferdinand with us live on talkSPORT. Remember, 100 days to go until the UEFA Women's Euro Championships, and it's going to be played all around England. Looking forward to it.